There is a creature the size of your finger that punches so fast it briefly creates a flash of light underwater, the same phenomenon found on the surface of the sun, not metaphorically, literally the same physics. And that's not even the most insane thing about it. Stick with me because by the end of this video, you're going to question everything you thought you knew about vision, speed, and what an animal is even capable of. We're covering the punch that moves faster than a speeding bullet, a sensory superpower so strange scientists still don't fully understand it, and one biological secret that could genuinely change medicine forever. Let's go. Meet the mantis shrimp. It looks like someone let a graphic designer go completely off script. Electric blues, burning oranges, iridescent greens. About 6 to 12 inches long, living in shallow tropical waters. If you saw it at a reef, you might think it was just a pretty little crustacean minding its business. You would be catastrophically wrong. The mantis shrimp's punch is the stuff of engineering legend. Its front appendages, called raptorial claws, accelerate at 10,000 Gs. That's 10,000 times the force of gravity. In terms of raw speed, that strike clocks in at around 50 miles per hour. For something the size of a large shrimp, that's like a human punching with the equivalent force of a .22 caliber bullet. It hits so hard that the shockwave alone can stun or kill prey even if the claw misses completely. Let that sink in. The shockwave of a near miss is still deadly. That is a creature that wins fights it technically didn't even land. But here's the part that keeps physicists up at night. When those claws move that fast through water, the pressure drops so violently that tiny bubbles form in the water around the strike, a process called cavitation. When those bubbles collapse, they release a flash of light, a shockwave, and temperatures briefly rivaling the surface of the sun. It's called sonoluminescence. That's 2 hits for the price of 1, the physical impact and then a small underwater explosion happening a fraction of a second later. The mantis shrimp has essentially figured out how to punch something twice with 1 swing. Now, you might be wondering how a creature this violent hasn't destroyed its own arm doing this thousands of times. That's an open loop I promised to close, and here it comes. Scientists at UC Riverside spent years studying the saddle-shaped region at the base of the mantis shrimp's striking club, called the dactyl club. What they found there defies conventional material science. The club is made of a mineralized fiber structure arranged in a helix pattern, rotating like a spiral staircase, that dissipates the energy of impact in all directions simultaneously, instead of letting it crack along a single line. It's essentially a biological impact-absorbing shield built into the weapon itself.
Engineers have already started copying this design for next-generation helmets, aircraft panels, and body armor. A shrimp solved a problem that human aerospace engineers have been wrestling with for decades. Let that be humbling. Okay, deep breath, because we haven't even touched the strangest part yet: mantis shrimp vision. Humans have 3 types of photoreceptor cells. We see red, green, and blue, and mix them to perceive all the colors we know. Dogs have 2. Some birds and reptiles have 4, which means they can see into the ultraviolet. Mantis shrimp have 16 types of photoreceptors. At first glance, pun absolutely intended, that sounds like they should see a universe of colors so rich it would make ours look like a faded photograph. Here's the twist that no one saw coming, and it is genuinely one of the strangest findings in neuroscience. Mantis shrimp are actually worse at distinguishing between similar colors than humans. So what are all those extra photoreceptors doing? Researchers discovered they're not mixing colors the way we do. They're running an almost instant parallel recognition system, more like a barcode scanner than a painter's palette. Rather than blending signals together to calculate a hue, each receptor type fires independently to identify a specific wavelength instantly. It processes color the way a computer reads QR codes, not with depth, but with speed. They sacrifice nuance for pure processing velocity. In a world where every millisecond means surviving or being eaten, recognizing predators and prey instantly matters more than appreciating sunsets. And they don't just see more wavelengths than us, they see polarized light, linear and circular polarized light. No other animal on Earth is known to detect circular polarized light the way the mantis shrimp does. Some species use this to communicate with each other in a secret visual channel that none of their predators can read. A hidden language, written in light, invisible to every other creature on the reef. That is a spy-level biological adaptation. Fun tangent time, and I promise this one is worth it. Mantis shrimp are sometimes called the thumb splitters by divers in the tropics. Not because of anything they do in the wild, but because people occasionally try to handle them while fishing. The shrimp panic, and they find out immediately and painfully why this animal has the nickname it does. One species, the peacock mantis shrimp, has been documented breaking aquarium glass, not scratching it, breaking it. There are documented cases of these animals' staged prison breaks from research tanks. They hit the glass repeatedly until it cracked. You cannot outstubborn a mantis shrimp. So let's pull back for a second and look at what we have. An animal that hits with the force of a bullet and generates cavitation bubbles that briefly match the temperature of the sun.
An animal whose weapon is made of a material that aerospace engineers are reverse engineering for armor. An animal with 16 types of photoreceptors running a color system so alien to our own that it rewrote the textbooks on how vision can work. And it communicates in a secret polarized light channel no predator can intercept. Here's the final piece, and I saved it for last because it genuinely might be the most consequential one. The mantis shrimp's dactyl club, that armored strike appendage, is now actively being studied as a model for new cancer treatment delivery systems and surgical tools. The way the club concentrates and redirects energy at a microscopic level is inspiring research into precision-targeted ultrasound treatments for tumors. A crustacean that evolved to punch things to death on a coral reef might help us figure out how to destroy cancer cells without harming surrounding tissue. That is the full journey, from brute force to nanoscale medicine, wrapped in 6 inches of neon color and attitude. So here's the question I want to leave you with. If we've discovered this much about one animal most people have never seen in person, what else is sitting on the ocean floor, punching holes in our assumptions about what life can do? Drop your answer below. I read every single one. If this video made you look at the animal kingdom completely differently, smash that like button and subscribe so you never miss a wild fact that changes the way you see the world. The next video is waiting for you, and trust me, it's just as unhinged as this one.